2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. Okay. Should I send you over, by the way, my Twitch channel, or you have it? Okay.
I see. I saw your Twitch channel.
Oh, you have it. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I will read out loud the questions from the chat anyway at the end of the interview, so you don't have to read those. Okay. Let me just double check if everything is working fine on the stream. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's no lag. Audio is good. Video is good. Okay, perfect. Perfect. 1, 2. Okay. Okay, let me sit into my original position here. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let us know if we can start. Let us know from the chat. Let us know. There's no echo on my side, right? So
no,
everything is perfect. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know. Let us know if we can start. I will also include the Steam pages real quick before we start, because I did that on my Discord, but let's include those in my Twitch chat as well, so people can see the games too, and then we can actually.
Hi.
There. Perfect.
Good.
Okay. Sorry, just I'm double checking everything in order to work.
No problem.
But yeah,
just time.
We're still good in time. Okay. Let me know, Zero and Massimo, if you're down to start. Let me know. Are you guys down to start?
Okay.
Yes, we can start.
Yeah.
Nice. Welcome everyone in my very new episode of my Dev Live show. Today I'm joined with Zero and Massimo. I hope that I am pronouncing your names correctly. Please let me know if not. And I'm very thankful that you joined us for today's episode of my Dev Live show, and also very honored. Like I'm always saying, let's start with a little bit of introduction. So please introduce yourself for us.
Okay. So, thank you to you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
I'm Ciro Camera.
Ciro. Okay. Sorry.
Don't worry. I'm a 3D artist, and I try to apply this skill for create a video game. So we create as developer Willy Morgan, and we are working on Whirlight on a Nintendo Trip.
Nice. What about
you?
Yeah.
And I'm Massimo Rigano. I'm a founder of Imaginary Lab. Ciro asked me to join and found Imaginary Lab some years ago. And I'm the developer of Willy Morgan, so I'm mainly a programmer.
I see.
And in real life, I'm a software engineer, and that's it.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much. And like I said, sorry for all the mispronunciation. I studied it, but I messed it up, so sorry for that.
Sorry for that. Perfect, so
thank
don't
you.
worry.
Thank you. My first question would be, what was your very first contact with video games as a player, if you remember those times of your past? Of course, question goes to both of you.
Well, we started quite early in 80, something like that. So we started with the first video games you can imagine. But the most important thing is related probably to the adventure games in 90s. That's why actually we started creating them now. So when we were young kids, we were used to meet at Ciro's home to play these amazing and fantastic adventures, in particular the LucasArts one, Lucasfilm and LucasArts one. So I remember Dave the Tentacle,
Nice.
Indiana Jones, also Zack McCracken before that, many others. So it was amazing, and that's the most important thing about a video game in our childhood, and that's why we started doing this now.
I see. What about you?
Yeah, the steps are practically the same because Massimo introduced me to adventure game with Zack McCracken, and then we met to my home or his home to play other point and click adventure games. And so we grew up with this game. As Massimo said, the 90s are the most beautiful years for play adventure games, and we have this type of remember to about the game.
I see. From that point of your life, by the way, what was the first step and time when you realized that, okay, now I would like to work on games? So it's not just that you loved playing video games, but also had the love for making those games. And what was the first step when you made yourself into the video game industry as a developer?
Well,
Again, of
we did
course,
that.
question goes both to you. Sorry for that.
Oh, no, okay. We did some attempts actually in the 90s. So
Okay.
while, yes,
Very early then.
but yeah. And well, actually, they were really awful attempts. As you can imagine, there was no skills and
But you tried.
competencies on.
That's what
Yes, we
matters,
tried.
right? So
Yeah. Then, after several years, actually, it was more or less 10 years ago when Ciro called me. After a while, we had several different paths for a while.
I see.
So after several years, he called me and said, "Hey, why don't we do something together?" He was a great 3D artist at that time, but he didn't have so many programming competencies.
I see.
So yeah, so he asked just an help to create something, and together we started more or less 10 years ago. Yeah.
So you went back to your childhood with this cooperation, right? We could say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. What about you?
Yeah, for me, it's I played with video game till the first year of 20s, and then I stopped played. I think about for about 10 or 15 years.
I see.
And during this time, I love the CG graphic, and so I try to make it my work, and so I became a 3D artist, and I'm specialized in realization of architectural visualization. And so a day I thought, okay, but if I try to apply this type of skill to video game and try to realize our own video game, and so I made the first attempts to create one, but I can realize only the graphics. And so I think, okay, but now how can I improve and make a playable video game? And so I try to I contact Massimo again, and the idea seems to be a valid idea, and so Massimo link give me a hand to realize the first one, and because as Massimo said, I have no skills in programming, zero skills.
I see. What could cause the effect, by the way? Because both of you told me that like it took you a lot of years to realize that okay, we want to work on video games, but it also took you some years to like make the first step. What could cause this effect that you had this dream of making games, but you still ended up waiting for some years in order to make the first step to make video games? What was the causing effect of this wait time?
Well, it's difficult to say.
Okay.
Maybe we reached just the right age to go back to our childhood
I see, I see, I see.
get yes what we try to create something
I
that
see.
we liked. You know, we had to study a lot. Then there
see.
was a first year of work. The job is quite different in my case.
I see.
So it was another life. And then after that, probably I started again with the video games just thanks to Chiro and
I
his
see.
goal. Yeah.
But it was always there, right? So if I understand it
Yeah.
correctly, it was always there. Just you needed some time to make that first step. I see.
Yes,
I
yes,
see.
correct.
I see. I see. What about you?
Yeah, for me, it was the same because in the meanwhile, I have to study to become a 3D artist.
I see. I see. I see.
And in the meanwhile, I start the life of my family. And when I think, I don't know exactly, but when the right moment has come, I said, okay, I think it's time to try to create something. And but it was I think it was a thing that grow with the time. So when I was ready, okay, I said now it's the moment to try.
I see.
Because before I have no skills, I have no time, and I have no even know the idea to create something.
I see. I see. Thank you. Thank you for your honesty, by the way. I appreciate that. Thank you. More personal question from me would be: do you think like your family members, parents, and close friends were supportive about this decision of yours that you made the first step and you started this passion of yours of making games? How do you feel about this? Again, of course, question goes both to you. So
Well, in my case, I'm not family, so the friends, yes, obviously they were really supportive. But probably the question is more appropriate for Ciro. So.
okay.
In my case, I think I have a wife and a little kid. Now my kid is 10 years old.
I see.
But when I start, I sincerely, my wife doesn't give me so much support. I
It's
made
not
it
that good.
all I made it all alone. But when my kids, my kid was my first supporter
Biggest
because
fan, we could say, right?
yeah, because when we are developing Willy, he was 3 or 4 years
I see.
old.
I see. I see. I see.
And so when I showed him our result, it was a very happy to see. And so I think he was really my first supporter in my family.
I love that. Love that
And he
story.
is actually our first tester.
Yeah.
Also now,
Nice, nice,
yes.
nice. So it stayed
Well,
in the
then,
family, right?
yeah.
Nice.
Then, well, actually, then he discovered games like Fortnite and so on. So
I see, I see,
you
I
can
see.
imagine.
He grew up. He grew up with the
Yeah,
knowledge
a
of
little bit.
games.
Not yet.
But hopefully he still loves your games. So I hope that he
Yeah,
still loves
still,
your
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Okay. Nice,
Absolutely.
nice, nice. Do you guys, by the
yeah.
way? So, no, sorry. Go for that. Go for that. Go for that.
No, for example, now he is very skillful in Fortnite,
I
and
see.
I'm too age to play it because when I try to play Fortnite, I lost I lost every time so
He can
I
teach
prefer
you to
adventure
those
game.
games, right? And
Yeah,
you can
Yeah,
teach him to other games. So it's like a
he
win-win
always,
yeah,
situation.
he always kill
yeah.
you as first one. So,
Nice,
Every
nice,
time,
nice.
every time.
Nice, nice. Yeah, kids have this knowledge of like for these nowadays games, right? They are fast. They have all the skills which
yeah.
are required to play
Yeah.
these very fast-paced games like Fortnite. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Do you guys, by the way, believe that it's important to have a mentally supportive background in order to chase your dreams, like making video games? How do you feel about it? Again, of course, question goes to both
Well,
of you.
yeah, absolutely. It's the most important things.
Okay.
Having a family behind from the
Okay.
childhood that can support you in your choices and your paths is the most important things, obviously. Without that thing, you wouldn't never choose to do something so difficult to achieve, like creating a video game. That something that can take years without any possibility. Well, there is a real possibility that the games doesn't end. Uh, it, so it is yes, absolutely the most important thing, I think.
I see. I see. What about you?
Yeah, I think the same because if you haven't the support of a family that can sustain you in the difficult moment too, it's hard to work in this type of job. The developing is not easy if you haven't a minimal support.
I see. I see. You guys mentioned that you rediscovered each other, like being kids again throughout working together. Do you guys believe in perfect synergy between each other working in a team, or is it something that develops out through working together?
Well, yes, it's really important to have a team, and it is also important the kind of relation in
I
the
see.
team, obviously.
I see.
Yes, well, we know each other from so many years that we don't need to talk to understand what we
I
mean.
see.
In
I see.
particular, for example, in the development of the plot of our games. In Whirlight, it was so important to have all these calls between in the team between Chiro in order to understand all the possibility on the path and of the plot. And yeah, absolutely. Without a strong relation and understanding between the member of the teams, it is impossible to create something good.
I see. I see. What about you?
Yeah, for me, it was very important to find Massimo because we know each other, and when we work together with on our project, we can understand each other in a second. And so it's important to start with this type of a relation inside the team, and then we choose some partners too that are very in synergy with us.
I see.
And so it was a quite difficult process to select our collaborators and partners. But we have some partners that we work with on Willy. And so, for example, the animator and other members, external members. And
I see. I
so
see. I
it
see.
was for this new project for Whirlight, it was more easy. It was easier to start the work.
I see. Okay. Throughout the process of making games together, what was your favorite part or parts of the process of making games, personally and in team as well? Again, of course, question goes to both of you.
Yeah, probably again the creation of the plot, the
Okay.
story.
Okay.
So
Okay.
find the right idea and develop it, make it grow,
I see. I see. I see.
and define, starting from the general idea to the details, create all the puzzle and so on. That's the most funny part, both personally, because you think when you are going to sleep, you think all the possibilities and so on. You get the idea in
True.
the
True.
middle
True.
of the
As
night.
the creative mastermind in you, right?
Yeah, yeah, correct. And both in team, because I remember the calls we made, for example, during the development of the plot of Whirlight.
I
It
see.
was really amazing. We spent so many hours in the weekends,
Nice. Nice.
and
Nice.
Yeah, the flow idea is so great and crazy nuts in some cases. It is really cool. So pure creativity, and that's the most beautiful part, in my opinion.
I see. Thank you. What about you?
Yeah, I think for the team, the most funny part was the definition of a plot, because we met each other, and each one told to the other the new ideas, and so we have to link the ideas to make them work. And it was a very funny. It is a very funny part of the game, because it's a daily process. And so we have to refine some part of the game. We have to define new puzzle and so on. While individually, I think I like the creation of the room, because we define them only on words. And so, for example, we have a room. The character has to do some particular thing in this room.
See?
But personally, when I work, one of the best part of my work is, okay, now I have some this definition of a room, of an environment, and now how can I realize it? And so in that moment starts a new creative process, but it's linked to my first work, my first job, and it's one of the most important and successful, not successful, but it given me some very satisfaction process.
I see. Yeah, because that's what you learned for so many years, right? And that's what you are
Yeah.
most comfortable in to do. I see.
Yeah, exactly.
I see. Thank you for that answer as well. So you talked about like your favorite and fun parts about the process of working together on the game and your personal choices as well. But what about the hardest part or parts of the process of making games again together and on a personal level?
Well, probably the thing, least, yeah, I'm not so fit for the part related to marketing.
That's always the devil,
Relations.
right? To most
Yeah,
developers.
yeah. Probably you have this answer from everyone
True.
in our team. Yeah.
True.
So yes, probably it's pretty difficult to do all this
I see.
kind of stuff behind the scene related
I see.
to, yes, collaborators and so on.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
Thank you.
like the development as everyone.
But no marketing if possible,
Yeah,
right? Or if
marketing
it's
is
possible.
something that we have to give to someone else.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
In my case, I think it's to find the time to work on the project,
Okay.
because it's not our first job. We have
I see.
a main job, and so we develop all the games in our time. And so it's difficult to find the time to improve the project, or to work on the project. And as I said, Massimo, marketing and PR, it's or to give visibility to our product is very
There is no
difficult.
recipe for it, right? So there is no like middle ground or golden way to achieve high numbers. Like, yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You were talking about the puzzles. I was interested in how hard or easy was the goal with the puzzles of your games, because you talked about loving old school point and click adventures, and I believe those games had harder puzzles than nowadays games has, right? What was your goal with the difficulty setting or settings of the puzzles for your
Well,
games?
Yes, you're perfectly right. In the past, they were more difficult. Now, the players want probably something easier.
True, true, true.
So let's say we had different approach from Willy and Whirlight.
I see.
So the creation of them is more or less the same. So we create more or less in the same way. But about the difficulty, Willy Morgan was our first game, and in particular, it is a little bit easier. So we can say that it is an introduction to the adventure, point and click adventure games. So it's pretty easy also for a young public, if you want.
I see.
While in Whirlight, we wanted to do something a little bit more challenging.
I see.
So the puzzle have more steps, are a little bit more difficult to to work on. And there are several different types of puzzles. So yes, we can say that it's a little bit more difficult.
I see.
If you compare to the original, to the old graphic adventure, probably they are a little bit easier than the one in the 90s, but not so much. There is always some kind of hint. There is a little bit of moon logic in this case, in some cases, because yeah, we wanted to create something a little bit more not so realistic, something a little bit more open,
like
let's say.
Pan-oriented, like it was back like 10
Yes.
years ago or 15 years ago. I see.
Yeah, but the important thing is that anyway we try to give hint also in the most difficult ones in order to find the right solution.
I see.
So that's it. I don't know if Ciro wants to add something.
Yeah, Willy, with Willy was our a test and experiment.
I see. I see.
We can say, because we finished it, but it was, as Massimo said, a easy game,
I see.
because we haven't the skill to create a more complex game. So we realized we want to improve this section of the game. So all the puzzle are studied, and they can be difficult, but in most cases they are logical.
I see.
And so you can find a puzzle so over the line, so you can solve it, but find thinking about it. And so it's not so illogical as puzzle. And this is a very important process for us, because for us every puzzle has to be studied in this manner. So the logical of a puzzle is very important to give satisfaction to a player too.
I see. Thank you. Thank you. You also talked about the plot, the story of the games. What was the influence behind both games for the story part? So,
Yeah.
what influenced the story for Willy Morgan and Whirlight?
Again, the games of the 90s, in particular LucasArts. For Willy Morgan, the main influence was clearly Monkey Island,
I see. I see.
Pirate and so on,
Nice.
but also The Goonies, the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. While for Whirlight, the main inspirations are the Day of the Tentacle
I see.
and Sam Max Hit the Road. Then obviously Back to the Future, since it's related to time travel.
Nice.
But there are influences from many games and many other sources. So
I
that's
see.
it.
I see. Would you like to add to this?
I think Massimo said all about the influences.
Okay. I believe that all of us creators who create our own craft, we always tend to put our inner self into the craft we make, even if it's about experiencing loss, love, happy, or sad moments. Is this statement of mine, by the way, true for your work when you, for example, write a story or work on the gameplay itself or do the art? And if yes, could you name some examples to it?
Well, yes, in my opinion, it's quite true. In particular, we try to create a light-hearted games.
I
So
see,
the
I
mood
see,
is always quite easy, funny.
I see, I
There
see, I
is
see.
always a lot of humorism. Also in some dark parts or the most difficult part of the game, there is always humorism and something that is easy. And I really like this aspect. Also in my life,
I see,
I want to be lighthearted also in the bad situation, let's say.
I see,
So that's the mood I try to put in our game.
I see, I see. What about you?
Yeah, we choose an ironic line for our games for our game. Both Willy and Wheel, and above all Wheellight, because on Wheellight, as Massimo said, we have some particular dark scenes or dark mood, but also in this situation, the character use ironic mood
I see,
because we are we are glad to this happened because we prefer to smile and also in this situation.
I see, I see. And what was the influence behind the dark parts of the game that you mentioned? Because you put it into that game, right? So what influenced that part of the game? If it's not a spoiler, of course. Like,
Well, no, probably it's not so. I don't know if there is a real influence. It
I
was
see,
just a twist to change
I
the
see, I
little
see, I
bit
see,
the atmosphere.
I see, I see, I see.
Well, anyway, also in Back to the Future, there is some part that is a little bit more uh, dark, let's say,
True,
and
true, 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 true.
yeah, so the mood could be related to that one, actually. Yes.
I see, I see. When designing a game together, by the way, which comes first? Designing the puzzles or writing the story? Or it's natural and combining together? So there is no like
Writing the
first.
story
Okay, okay.
mainly,
Yeah.
well, obviously it goes on together. There is
I see.
you know, there are many iterations. So you start from a general idea, the general idea becomes a general plot, and then it's gone. But at every iteration, there is obviously a part in which we start with the story and we create the puzzle after the story to continue the story. So yes, probably the most important part is the story, and then the puzzles are a consequence.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
What
Right,
about?
Ciro?
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, I confirm. Yeah,
Okay.
because the story is the most important part of our game. So the puzzles became after the story.
I see.
So we prefer to create or to delete a puzzle because, for example, it's not good for the story. And but we prefer not to change the plot we created.
I see.
So the like I say, the puzzle are consequence of a story.
I see. I see. Throughout the process of making games together, were there anything that you had to cut out from your games? And if the answer is yes, did you guys have been able to like reuse it throughout the process of making that game?
Well, yes,
Okay.
actually, it happens often. You know, we create, it is an iterative process, as I said. So we
Okay.
create, remove things, recreate things, and so on. So it happens that, for example, we reuse some puzzles or things related to Willy Morgan,
I see.
also for Whirlight. But yeah, so there is not a general rule. It happens that we reuse things here and there. Um, so, well, I don't know exactly how to add, Ciro, if you want to go on.
But we in the first part of the creation process, we had every single ideas we thought. So when we try to share to link these ideas, when there was a cut process, and so many ideas was cut were cut. But during the creation, some ideas were reused, and but it was a very, I
Yeah.
think it was most a cut process. Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes it depends also on the time that we have,
yeah,
because as
So,
yeah, probably we start with the huge and great ideas
yeah.
that
Okay.
sometimes are really difficult to achieve, and since this is not a full-time job for us, well, a full-time activity,
I see, I see, I see,
yeah, we don't have so many times, so sometimes we cut something out
I
just
see,
for because we don't have time.
I see. You talked about like it's not your full-time job. Would you like to switch though to like being it a full-time job?
Well, I'm not sure about it.
Okay, okay.
I like the
Why?
idea that it is.
Why?
No, I like the idea that this activity is a pure passion.
I
So
see, I
it's
see. So you
a game
don't want
for
to
me.
it to be a
Yeah,
job, right?
yeah. I'm not totally sure if it is if it will be a good idea.
I see,
And
I see, I see.
yeah, I also have to say that I really like my real full-time job.
I see, I
So
see, I see,
yeah.
I see. I see.
Well, probably Zero. I don't know. You,
Um,
what you-
in my case, I think it was it is my dream to switch to this new job. But the problem is it's difficult to have this type of job because to create a product, you need many time. And
True,
so,
true,
for
true.
example, months or years, and
Yes.
you are not sure of the success of the video game. So
True.
it's a very unsafe job. And this is not a good thing when you have a family.
True,
So
true, true, true.
you need a sure job. But
Agree.
if it was possible, I think, yeah, I'll switch to this type of because I like to work on my own project.
I see. I see. Speaking of family, by the way, how do you balance your free time and work time and working on the game? Because it's free things, right? So how do you balance those three
Yeah.
things with your time? Again, of
But
course,
in my
question goes
case,
both to you.
but in my case, every free moment from family or job is dedicated to our project.
I see.
So for every, I mean Saturday, Sunday night, and
Okay.
really
No
every
rest.
moment.
No, you don't need sleep.
No,
Sleep throwing away
no,
sleep.
no, 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 no. Yeah, I sleep only
That's for the weak
the
people,
time.
right?
No, no, it doesn't exist. The rest doesn't exist. Well, we have almost a daily call, me and Ciro, every morning before starting
Nice,
our
nice,
full-time
nice. I
job.
love that. I
So,
love that. That's the
yeah.
passion, and that's the creative masterminds coming together as friends. I love that. I love that. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, by the way?
Oh, yes, I'm quite kind of lone wolf,
Okay.
so
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I don't have real rules apart from the time I have to
I
spend on
see.
my full-time job.
I
I
see. I see. I
spend
see.
every time.
So you
free
can
I
start
want.
earlier than him, right? If he's still with the family, then you can start earlier.
No, it is impossible. He wake up at 5 o'clock in the
5.
morning every day, and so no, before him is impossible. I can work later in the night maybe, but
I see.
As I said, I try to use every moment free.
He's
So
the
also
clock
early in
for
the
you,
morning.
right?
while he's sleeping, he's drawing,
True.
creating something. Yeah.
Love that. Okay. What about the musical score behind the game, by the way? Is it something that also you guys did, or did you hire a music composer for your games?
No, we have some external collaborators.
I see. Was it hard to find those people, by the way?
Yeah, actually, yes, really.
Okay.
We made several attempts with different composers and guys and so on. And at the end, we find out these two guys that have a small studio called 93 Steps for Whirlight. While for Willy, we had a different composer. Yeah, and we really like the way we are working together. We found out a style that we like a lot. It is quite minimalistic, but really appropriated to every part of the game. So there is a different mood in every part of the game. So we give a different accent to the music in every part. So yes, we have several collaborators, external collaborators actually, both for music, animation, players, social marketing, PR.
The devil again.
Yeah. So well, yes.
I see.
Many collaborators.
I see. Would you like to add something to that?
For Willy, I think it was easier to compose easier because we know the theme. Willy was had a pirate theme, and so
I see.
We know the direction of music and so on. While for Whirlight it was more difficult because we want different sounds and there are many locations, and so for every location we have to find the right mood. And fortunately, we find these collaborators that can find the solution for every our needs.
I see. You talked about time travel being in your game. Do you guys believe in time travel? How do you feel about it? I know it's a hard question, but hey, I'm interested. I'm interested in your opinions about that.
Yeah. Well, I don't like limitations, so yes, I believe in time travel, at least, well, from a scientific point of view.
Where would you like to go, back or forwards? So
both,
past
actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, it should be easier technically in the past, but why give some limitation?
True.
Anyway, we wanted also to play a little bit with the classical stereotypes related to time travel. So we play a little bit on it, and in some cases we also, let's say we kid with the. Well, I don't want to spoil it too much, but I can say that we don't take it too seriously, so we are not so we don't give a real scientific explanation in the game to the
It's
time
just there,
travel.
and you can mess with it, right? So
Yeah, it's
I see.
the ironic part is also in this aspect.
I see. Okay. What about you?
In my case, I like the idea of time travel because I think the time travel can give you a lot of adventure. But in real life, I'm not sure it's so possible. Okay,
I see.
it was a sweet dream, but I think I prefer to imagine what can I do with if it was real time travel, but in real life, I think it's not possible to realize.
Okay. How did you guys change from being a game developer in other territories of your own life, by the way, if there was any change?
Well, no, I don't think there are really great changes.
Okay.
Ciro, I don't know.
Yeah, I think yeah, I don't see these great changes.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
we
how?
try to put ourselves
I see.
also in the game development.
I see. And how your perspective as a player changed from being a game developer?
Well, that changed quite a bit. Well, I don't have so much time to play. I would like to play way more actually, but yes, I have to say that when I play a game now, I see all the technical stuff behind the game. So I try to understand several things and take all the small things
I see.
that can be ported to the game. And also, I have to say, since creating a game is really expensive, I see all the tricks done by the other studios to avoid the big expenses on some part of the development. Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, and I know many. I understood a lot of things when I switch from player to developer.
I see.
Because when I play, okay, I see the game, I enjoy the game, but really sometimes I thought, okay, how did they realize this type of puzzle, this type of the section of the game? And when I changed and I became a developer, as Massimo said, when I see a game, the first thing is I think is okay to make it. It is possible to use this kind of solution.
I see.
And so probably now if I play a game, probably I don't enjoy it as when I was younger, because now I try to analyze every single passage of a game, and so
That's again the
Absolutely.
creative mastermind, right?
Yeah.
Ongoing the process. Yeah.
Always
yeah.
creating something, yes.
True.
Or when you see a particular thing in a game that works, I feel, oh, this we can apply it with some changes in our product, and so it's strange. It's very strange.
I see. Is it hard, by the way, or easy for you guys to leave the best project behind and move to another one when you make games together? How do you feel about this?
Well, a project is never ended at the end, so
Okay.
it's something that goes on.
I see.
So Willy actually is still behind the scene. There is something that is not a dead project actually. So well, you move on. There are other projects for sure, but you continue to work and think on the other ones. So who knows? Maybe sooner or later we will do something also about Willy.
Console
after
release
Whirlight.
or physical
Yeah.
editions.
Or something more.
Okay. I'm interested. Okay, let me know. Okay.
Yeah. Well, don't create. Don't want to create so many expectations, but yeah, there is something about Willy that we want to talk about, and we want to.
Then players will be able to know, by the way, about it. Is it this year or next year?
Probably after Whirlight. It depends also on Whirlight and how it goes. Obviously.
I see. So it's more of a wait. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I think it's all. Yeah, I am agree with Massimo said.
I see. Okay. We touched here a lot of topics. Before I will go into some more topics and questions, are you guys down to go into some questions from my chat as well?
Well,
Okay. Okay.
it's a,
Ladies and gentlemen, let us know if there is any question. Let us know. Any question? Bármilyen kérdés? Any question? Any question? Let us know. While we are waiting for the questions, by the way, let's go back to the topic that I brought up, physical editions, right? So both of you, I think, are probably fans of physical editions since you love the old school point of playing games. Are you guys planning to like add physical editions for your games as well, or were there any physical editions for Willy and I don't know about it?
Ciro, do you want to answer?
For Willy, there was a partial physical edition.
Okay.
Only for PS4 at the moment.
Oh, okay.
But for Whirlight, we think to try to
I
have
missed
a
it somehow then.
more complete physical edition,
I see.
probably to cover also the other console.
I see. Okay.
We'll see also on Willy. Let's hope to have something more complete because, as Ciro said, there was just a partial physical edition, but it was.
Where was it available, by the way? Was it like available like to buy online in stores, in some stores?
Yeah, it was in some stores. I don't think now it is available.
Oh, okay,
because
okay.
it
So
was,
that's why I missed it.
something
Okay,
related to yes, it was related to our previous publisher. Now
Oh, okay.
we are
Okay.
so now we are the rights of Willy. So actually, there are several things that we are discussing, and we hope to give some good news about physical edition too.
Oh, I see. Okay. Going back to the games themselves, by the way, what was the influence behind the art style of the games? Let's talk about that as well.
Artist style, obviously, this question is for Ciro, so we'll move behind the scene.
Okay, do you mean the influences about the art of Willy and Whirlight?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, but I think for both, I am a great fan of Disney, Pixar, and DreamWorks movie, and I try to link this style with the Lucasfilm and LucasArts style. For example, so imagine the distorted perspective of Devo Tentacle, for example, but in a 3D style. And to try to make it as better as possible, we avoid the real-time 3D. So for all both Willy and Whirlight are 3D, but pre-renderized. So we create all the environment, all the characters and so on in a 3D software. But we renderize to use as a 2D sprites to have a more quality and to try to improve the quality and the all other aspect of the art.
I see. Okay. A more personal question from me would be, since you mentioned that you always dreamed of making games together and working on games, do you guys feel like now you found yourself in your life, and now that you are making games together and went back, let's say, to your childhood by it, reliving your childhood memories with making games and not just playing them, you are at the right spot at the right moment in time? Do you feel like it? Again, of course, question goes both to you.
Well, yes, personally, I think that, I made a path that brought me to a situation where I can dedicate the right time and the right energies to development.
I see.
So I think, yes, I realized myself in life, and yes, I see in the development of video games as a part of realization of that kid stuff that you know really well and that everyone loves a lot. So
True,
it's
true. That's very true. Yeah.
You try to join several aspects of your life and yourself.
True.
So
I respect that, by the way. Thank you. Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I think when I was a child, my dream was okay. A day I want to realize my own video game.
I see.
But with the time, when you are too young, you think okay, I can make all. But in reality, you have no skill. You have some huge ideas that you can realize. And I think it's now it's really the right moment, the right time to create something, because okay, we have a skill, but we have also the mentality to, okay, we want to create a project and to finish it, because some projects are, as I said before, they start and they take some years to finish, and you have to have this the idea, okay, I want to finish it and not
see.
to leave a project.
I see.
So I
yeah,
think, this is really
creativity
the
and creativity and
yeah.
pragmatism, if you want.
True,
So
Yeah.
and skills also. So
True.
yes, it's the right moment.
True.
Probably we are a little bit old, but
No,
that's
you are
it.
not. Don't say that. And you are living
Yes, you're right.
exactly
We're still
reliving
young.
your childhood by it, right? So you're not old. Don't say that, please. Don't say
Young
that.
inside, at least.
True,
Yeah.
true, true. It matters. It matters. People just underestimate it. It matters, really. Yeah. True. You have spoken, by the way, about leaving projects behind. What helped you not do that and not give up throughout all those years working together and make games? What helped you not give up? That's the question. Again, of course, question goes to both of you.
I don't know exactly. But Ciro, I don't know. I try to pass the question to you because in this moment I don't know what to say.
You're passing it like a ball, right?
Yeah, correct. The bomb.
But
No, we don't
yeah,
know. Sorry, we don't know how to answer this one. We have to go on. That's pretty clear. Now, I don't know actually. Really, I don't know how to say.
Yeah, but you didn't give up, right? So it's like you said
No,
it that
absolutely.
some people give up, right? But you did not. What helped you not give up? Like, assume there were hard times, like you mentioned, finding the right composer, finding the right PR, finding the right publisher. Those were the hard times you mentioned. What helped you throughout these times, these 3 times, for example, not to
Well,
say that,
yeah.
okay, we are giving up?
No. Well, I don't know exactly. That's the because simply we go on. Probably we have
I see.
just the right mentality
I see.
to yeah bring on a project from the beginning to the end
I see.
without leaving it. So it's probably just a kind type of something related to, I don't know, our age or something like
I
that.
see.
That's why I was saying that it's not so easy to answer. I really don't know why
I see.
we are not giving up.
I see. Do you think, by the way, this mentality of yours personally was always there, or did you find it somewhere in your past?
Well, no, for sure it is something related to our own
I
personality.
see.
yeah.
Yeah, but you know, as Chiro said correctly, when you are a kid, it's difficult to bring on a project like this. So yes, probably something that also comes with the years and the age.
I see. Okay. What about you? Would you like to add
Yeah.
something to that, or?
No, I think Massimo said all.
Okay. What about the future? How many games are you planning to make together forward in the
Uh,
future?
Many.
Okay, okay.
Let's have to do.
As many as possible.
Okay, okay, okay. Do you guys already have like plans, stories for next games, or like a
Yeah,
list
there
of
is something.
ideas?
Yeah, we have several ideas.
I see.
Well, as I said, there is something about Willy. Willy is
Yeah,
not,
you mentioned it. Yeah,
yeah, something that is finished.
I see.
Actually, we wrote something about it.
Okay,
Then, yes, we have another cool idea that is related to point-and-click adventure,
I
but
see.
let's say that if the idea is not to wait years before we can go out with a game, so have a faster release of our games, but
Oh, I see.
with a particular type of game that we are planning. And then we have also other ideas since, yeah, you know, as I said, we have these peculiar calls often, and we really create and we find out many different things. So why not? We could also change a little bit the type of game that we are going to develop.
I
Who
see.
knows?
So do you think like there will be a time in the future where you're not making like point and click games but a totally different genre? Can it happen? Can you see?
Well, I don't know if totally different genre because anyway we like to tell stories,
I see.
so could be always a narrative game, but could be also a little bit different. Yeah.
I see. I see. By the way, with the story
Yeah.
itself, no, go for it. Go for it. You started. Sorry.
Sure.
No,
Oh, I thought that you
no,
wanted to say something. Oh, sorry. So, by
no,
the way,
no.
the
Don't worry.
this speaking of the story, as we've spoken about it, another question that I would like to add is that what was the goal with the length of your games? Like when you like started to write Willy and also Whirlight, what was the idea of how long did you wanted players to get involved with the story and the gameplay itself?
Ciro, wanna answer?
Yeah, when we started Willy, we thought to have a quite longer game,
I
but
see. I see. I see. I see.
in really it wasn't a real long
Yeah.
game because we estimated, for example, to have about 8 hours of gameplay, but in really it was a little bit short, so about 5 hours.
I see.
And this is because we hadn't experiences in developing. And so, for example, we thought, okay, this type of puzzle can take about X time to the player, and in reality, it wasn't so. And so with Whirlight, we studied very well this type of steps, and we estimated. Not estimated. We are trying to realize a longer game, and we
Way
think,
longer.
yeah, we think about 10 or 12 hours
I see.
to surely are necessary to finish the game.
I see. I
Yeah.
see. Would you like to add something to that?
No, that's it. Well, as Ciro said, Willy was our first project, so kind of experimental. We were new to the development, so it was also difficult. And at the end, we had also to uh, close the project. Unfortunately, the last chapter of Willy was a little bit cut and so short.
See.
Yeah, and actually that is probably the weak point of Willy, the thing that we would like to change in other games. So yeah, we paid a lot of attention when creating the plot of Whirlight to have a longer experience for the
I see.
user, and yeah, we spend a lot of time on it. Probably a little, you know, we passed probably from a too short project to one that is a little bit too long.
Too long.
Yeah.
Not finding that
So,
middle ground, right?
yeah,
Only
sooner or
the two
later we
like
will find.
sides. I see.
Yes, sooner or later we will find the right
The
balance.
third game will be it, right? Everything in the middle.
One.
That will be like a trilogy of collection of your games, right? Too long,
Yeah.
too short, and in the middle.
Perfect one.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect,
Correct.
perfect trilogy. Yeah. Okay. By the way, speaking of those topics, why do you think like nowadays players are not that much into like longer games? Because for me, I love long games, and short games too, but I prefer longer games to be honest.
Yeah.
But what do you think like nowadays players why they do not like so long games? What could cause that?
Well, could be related to the our society, our current society. You know,
see.
are social. Everything is so fast. You have to create content that must be consumed in 10 seconds, 5 seconds, then you pass to the other one. So having a game that you play for 10 hours, 15 hours, or something like that could be something frustrating or problematic for someone. Probably you want to have a smaller experience, shorter experience, pass from one to another, and so on. I don't want to say that it is a good or bad thing. This is just what happens today. So
True.
probably, yeah.
True.
But I have to say that, for example, the hardcore gamers for point and click games, I think they appreciate the long game.
True. Because
So
they are there for the story, right?
yeah. So there are some people that like the long stories,
True.
like of the twist of a plot and so on. So we hope to find this kind of people.
Nice. Speaking of players, by the way, how do you feel about players' feedback and how do you balance like players' feedback and your vision? How do you keep that middle ground, or which side do you choose more, like players' feedback or your vision coming true?
Well, player feedback is so important
Okay.
to have a good project because you can have a vision, but if the vision is something that you are the only one that it's not something that can work. The most important thing, anyway, is that we want to write games that we like, we want to play, we want to recreate that experience. So our goal, my goal in particular, is thinking again to the games of the 90s. I still remember some particular puzzle passages here and there that I still love a lot.
Nice.
That is my goal. I want to create a couple, 2 or 3 things in my game that
Will
are
you remember
remembered.
forever?
Yeah, correct.
Nice.
So that's the goal. Anyway, yes, the feedback is so important, and we continue to ask for them, and we balance our games based on the feedback.
I see. What about you?
Yeah. We want to create a narrative video games, and this is our goal. But for example, for Whirlight, we started from Willie's feedback. And so we analyze all the feedback. We we found the weak point of Willie and try to solve for Whirlight. So the players' feedback were very important. For Whirlight 2, we open a section of play for a beta tester, and we analyze all the feedback, and we improve the game with the feedback. And so I think players' feedback are very important, above all for this type of game where you can find the weak point in time to solve.
I see. How do you deal, by the way, with positive and negative responses from players' sides? We talked about players, right? So how do you deal with those two sides? Very positive and very negative feedback.
We consider all the feedbacks,
Okay,
so
okay.
also the strange one. There are some feedbacks that are really nuts, both in positive and negative ways. Well, we don't give so much importance to a single feedback because it's difficult to understand when it was written by someone, which was the mood and so on.
True.
So, yes, we try to find an average between the feedbacks.
I see.
Obviously, if 20, 30 players ask you to put the possibility for the players to run, for example, just a feature like this, it's pretty evident that the player goes too slowly in the game, so we need to add that feature. There are feedbacks that are really important.
I see.
Other cases are the single feedback that try to propose something that you didn't think about. So, for example, a possible solution to a puzzle or some particular mood in the game or something like that. If it is something that you really like, that feedback can be a unique feedback, but for sure you will implement it in the game.
See. What about you?
I think it's all about this. So I haven't
too much,
to no, don't worry. No.
He stole the shine from you,
Yeah.
right? Giving the ball, but
don't
still
worry.
the speak,
Yeah.
right?
I pass
don't worry,
only the difficult
True.
questions.
Okay, that's what friends for, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So next one is for Ciro.
True.
Maybe I don't know what's.
Yeah. So I have, by the way, a question that might be like for you. So speaking of art and making games together, where did you guys found your own style in the creative process?
Okay. Do you mean in the art or in general in creative? For example,
yes, that is correct. In art, like in personal creative process. So for your personal creative process is the art.
But I think, as I said before, I am very influenced by the movie art. So, for example, Disney, Pixar, or DreamWorks influenced me very a lot. But I try to find my my way to realize in this case the environment. So, for example, I have inspiration seeing a particular scene of a movie or a video game, but I try to reinterpret this what I see, what I saw. So I try to make my own things inside an environment, or I prefer I like to add some details because I like some perspective, some particular things to in environment, and many times it was for example, when I create an environment, I don't use a pencil or because it was a creative process, and I realize all inside the software. So, I think I have to realize a particular room. I have these ideas. I try to realize it. These things works. These things don't doesn't work, and so it's all and try and trial process.
I see. And when did you discover this like own touch of this whole style that you mentioned, that you're trying to visualize everything in it from those influences combining together? Like, when was the time when
Yeah,
you realized it, that it is you in your art?
yeah, I think yes, because yeah, I confirm. I try
So
to put.
yeah,
Sorry.
I think it has been a continuous
Okay,
process.
okay, okay,
So yeah,
okay.
for sure. Starting from the influences that I was talking about.
I
Well,
see.
all I know is that what I have seen is growing of this style, and it is really amazing actually. So there are some particular things, the deformation, the colors that are typical, uh, well, are related to the old games, but are typical for Chiro. And all I can say that the visual result of his scenes is really stunning, amazing.
True, true, true.
Probably
It is, it is,
the
it
most,
is, it is, it is.
yeah.
Okay. What about your personal work when for the games, working on the games, when you discovered this style of yours in a personal level of being creative, like in
Well,
writing and technical side?
no, I've been always quite creative.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty easy for me because I
I see.
just have to follow a flow of
I
ideas
see, I
and
see, I see.
create association here and there. Then you keep 5% of what you think, obviously, because there are, as I said, crazy things here and there that you cannot really implement and put in your game. But no, I think it's something that you will always had. And then, apart from that, as we already said, there is a part of pragmatism that comes
I
from
see.
everything else.
I see. Both of you, by the way, mentioned like limitations, having limitations if you have like a very awesome and very crazy idea mixed together, but there are always some limitations. What would be the dream game that both of you would like to make if there were no limitations? Like no time limitations, no money limitations, no software limitations. What would be the dream game that both of you would like to make, even if it's on a personal level, even if it's on a team level?
Yeah, probably it would be a game that no one can play. So something
Okay. Okay.
something completely crazy.
Okay.
Well, it's difficult to say because it would be really something odd. I don't
I
know,
see.
probably without a real sense.
I see. Do you have, by the way, ideas for a game like that in your pockets or in your
Yeah,
bag?
but again, the limitation, technical, related time
I see. I see.
to
I see.
money and so on are so many that it's impossible to realize.
I see. I see. Okay. Okay. What about you?
But I think I don't know if you have no limitation in money and time. I think the problem is you can you can't finish a game. You
Okay.
can,
But
You're
why?
right.
because
But why?
yeah, because okay, I have time to make this thing. Okay, I try to improve it. Okay, but maybe it can be better.
I see. I see. I see. I see.
Okay, so I think you have. mm, um, it's not so easy to say, but if you have a limitation, you can end something. In this case, a video game,
I see.
because you say, okay, I have this money, I have this limitation. Okay, I try to solve. But if I have no limitation, I think you can work forever and not finish any project.
I see. So you mean that there is always like pressure from those limitations, right?
Yeah, in this case, I think the pressure is a good thing.
I see. I see. Okay.
Right.
So,
Okay. We touched here a lot of topics. Before I will go into some closing questions, is there anything that you would like to add, even on a personal level, game development side, team side, or due to any
Well,
of your
no,
games? Okay.
No, on my side, no.
Okay. What about your side?
No, I think no.
Okay.
It's okay.
One of my closing questions would be, what would be your advice for those people who would like to work in the video game industry from your personal experiences and perspective?
Well, my suggestion could be just to take it as something that you like. Probably, I've seen several guys that have this job as a dream job. They spend years studying and so on. Then they enter in the gaming industry and that are a little bit, I don't know how to say, they don't follow the original passion, but they are forced to behave in a different. Since it is a real job in the
That's what you
so
mentioned
you
before at the beginning of our interview, that it became a job and they feel like it's a job now.
Correct. So the advice is to take it as something that you like. If you want like a game, something like that, and don't put too much expectation or pressure on it.
I see.
And yes, so do it as something that you like and you continue to like.
I see. Thank you for that. What about you?
My suggestion is, okay, do you want to create a video game? Okay, try to make it, but try to make a little project. Start with a little project, try to finish it, and if you can finish it, you can make a more step. And so try to a bigger project. Because if you can finish a game, it's a very important goal. And because if you start and you can't finish, probably you can't work on other project.
I see.
So take your project, little project.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. My closing question would be, when can us players hear about something about your next game or games? When? Around when? Is it like this December or early next year or when? Sorry, by the way.
Ciro, wanna answer?
No, you can answer you if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're not sure whom to pass the ball, right?
No, it is one. It's easy. So no, well, next year for sure.
Okay.
There is still something to do. We are in good shape with the project, but we want to do the right things, right time, and so on. So yes, you will hear something for sure next year. It won't be in the first month of the next year. Probably during, let's go in middle, something like that, next year. Yeah. But for sure, we will have something for you, and it will be really nice. So continue to follow us. We are working
promotion
hard.
See, you are learning, you are learning, my friends here. Nice. That's what I wanted to say, is that don't forget to close with promotion, but you were in my mind. See, so mind reading. Promotion, wish list the game. No, it's okay, like I'm always saying, don't forget to promote. It's important. Go for that. Go for that. Promote it. Don't forget to wishlist the Whirlight, right? And I put it in my stream chat as well. So yeah, everyone, don't forget to wishlist the game. Yeah, and yeah. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for your honesty and for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, it was really amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you again. It was really a pleasure and an honor from you guys. Thank you. Like I said, I will need some more minutes of stream, but for those who are watching us on stream or will be watching us back as a VOD version on Twitch, edited version later on YouTube this year, thanks everyone who joined us for today's Dev Live episode. And of course, like I said, promotion time. Don't forget again to wishlist our friends game here, Whirlight. It is on Steam now, and hopefully will be coming out to other platforms as well. And yeah, enjoy watching back this episode of Dev Life, and have a nice day or night, depending where you live, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.